This is Matthew Harrington with Dell Technologies. Today I'm going to cover creating a SupportAssist enterprise agent from the TechDirect website. You can see here's the site, pdm.dell.com. I'm making the assumption that the customer has already created their profile within this website and they've created at least one site. When you set it all up, you do create a site. You can see here we have many sites because this is the Dell sandbox that many of us use. But the way you build the actual package is within here, you click on Setup and Connect. Configure existing deployment. You can see here, this is my group, and those are, or my site, and those are the groups within it. I'll just take the default. This is where you could define what the SupportAssist Enterprise client does on each target system. You could choose defaults, which I personally don't do, and I'll show you why. You have, different things here under general. You have your schedule scan. Let's say you want maybe hardware you want to go monthly because it is intensive on the system. The reason I don't pick default is because under user interaction, I will allow users to open and run SupportAssist on their PCs. Excuse me. Most corporate companies either choose allow users with admin rights only or don't let anybody run the SupportAssist agent locally. You would control everything from this particular site. In my lab, I always pick this. You save your settings. What is not intuitive is from here, what you need to do is click back. Then you say download deployment package manager. You choose the site and you say download, which I've already done. And if we come here and I say download, you get a zip file. You explode the zip file and you get these two files here. The activation.txt, and then this exe actually builds the installer or installers, plural, that you could push out. So if I run this, it found the activation file. That's what you want to see. So it found that txt file, it liked it. So we can continue. I'm going to create a SupportAssist deployment. You can see here we have x64 and ARM now. For this, I'm going to choose x64. You need a deployment key, and you make that up yourself. If you don't choose a group name, it's going to put everything under default, which is fine. I don't want the central resource manager as part of this demo or the Dell trusted device, but you could choose those if you want. And then I'm going to pick the MST, which also includes EXEs. You could also generate an ADMX file, which could be imported into Intune or on-prem Active Directory that has the key that we just created. In my case, it's Dell 123 #. It wants to know where you want to put the output, and this does not let you drop anything in. You actually have to choose a folder, and then you say generate output. This takes some time, so I am going to pause the video. And as you can see, it just finished. So I click finish here. And what did that actually do? What it did is it created all of those files right there. So here's your exe, your MSI. It also explodes out the runtime 8.0.11, which is a prerequisite in order to install SupportAssist Enterprise Client. It also gives you this text file. And this actually tells you exactly how to install it. So the first time I did this test, that was the path, C:\\Dell, so forth and so on. And then here's the actual exe, right? When you push this out with Intune or SCCM, that path right here won't exist. So how do you still call everything? So I created a PowerShell script right there that will run this exe. It will run that if needed, and it will call the MST regardless of the location. And the way you do that is in PowerShell, and I'll give you the path where this script lives. You can see here we have our logging function, and then we use this particular command right here. This will find the current working directory or the current path regardless of where it is. So you could have anything, temp, Windows, Dell, whack whack server, slash, share, anything that you want. And this command will find it. All you have to do is you have to make sure that this script is in the same folder as your payload. So I built a Intune Win package with all of this right here. And I showed you how to do this in another video, but basically you run this and it will ask you a series of questions. Question number one is, where is the source location? In our case, it's right here. So then it knows it needs to grab all of these files. The second question it will ask is, what file am I going to run? And you tell it that file. Then the third question it asks you is, give me an output folder. And then there's your file that you import into Intune. But I want to go back to the script before I show you the Intune. And I just pushed it out with Intune and it worked. I just pushed it to a latitude 9330 and it installed this and it installed SupportAssist. But in here, and I'm going to post this on my GitHub site, so I'll show you where it is. We have our log function. We defined this variable. We defined what are the installers that we actually want to run. I manually installed the Windows Desktop Runtime 8.0.11 and it created this particular registry key, so I'm grabbing that exact one. I want to see if it's installed. If that's there, I don't need to reinstall it. If that is not there, then we're going to install, right? So here's where we check to see if it's installed. And then whether it was there or not, it's going to get installed. And then we come down to SupportAssist. Here's our deployment key right there. Dell 123 # that I defined inside of the actual package. Because if we come back to the manual way to install it, you actually have to define deployment key. It needs to know that in order to install. So there is our deployment key. And then we run it. And like I said, I just pushed all this with Intune and it worked. So if we come up to Intune, we come to, we'll start here at applications, all applications, Dell SupportAssist Enterprise Agent. You can see it says install pending, but I've rebooted and that will change the next time Intune wants to change it. We come to properties and here is our install command. I'm saying run PowerShell, execution, policies, bypass, and then I hide all windows. And then with PowerShell, if you say /script name, it'll call it. And because it's all in the same folder, it's all in the same Intune Win package, everything was bundled together. When this runs, it's using the my invocations command within PowerShell that it'll find all of the subordinate scripts that it needs. Once I installed SupportAssist, I went into the registry and I know that's the uninstall command. And then the rest of the stuff, your detection rules is the same thing. And then you just push it to the group that you want. And it's that easy. So you can create the payload and then you can use this PowerShell script to install it any way you want. With SCCM, you could just use the script and place the source files on a server share, push it out any way that you want. I created the Intune Win package just to show you how easy it is. So here is my GitHub site. Yes, this probably needs to be cleaned up, but you can see here that is the actual PowerShell script that I have right here. So hopefully this video was useful, and I will see you next time.